Hey guys, it's Erica at the Wando Mount Pleasant branch, and you are back today for another video in our series Canvas 101, trying to figure out the new learning management system for Charleston County. And in today's video, what I want to do is I want to take you on a quick overview of what the inside of a class brick looks like. So in order to explain that, I'm going to take you into my student's dashboard and we will look from there, okay? So I'm going to log into my student's dashboard. Now I've already logged on here, but we can log out so I can show you exactly how. So again, this information is going to come from your student or your student's teacher, or they'll be able to sign in right through Clever, which is Charleston County's password gateway. So you're going to go ahead and enter your information. And here's my dashboard. So in the last video, we covered what the dashboard includes, from this navigation bar to this to-do list and the feedback. But today I actually want to take you into a class and have you see what is inside of the class brick itself. So once you go into this brick, now this says sample class 1, but it's my English class. Once you go into that, you're going to see kind of the same as the original dashboard for all of the classes, except obviously it's much more in depth now. So it's a lot more going on. It's a little more cluttered, but that's okay. We're going to go over everything really fast. There are videos to explain more in detail some of the features, but I just want you to know what you're looking at when you see this page. So on the very first page is the home page. The teacher will set this. Depending on the school district, the teacher, the class, this sample or this home page could be different every day. It could stay the same all year. It could have tabs like this teacher has. It could have boxes, a Google Classroom. It's going to be different for every teacher at this point, and that's fine. But this teacher, you can see, has set it up so that we actually have tabs. So Monday's assignments, she has the do nows and what the assignment for the day will be. So this is great because if you see it's blue, so it's hyperlinked, you can actually go ahead and click on that, and it's going to take you to whatever it is that they are talking about. So this is Miss Coffee's English 1 class. She was wonderful enough to give me permission to share this with you so that you can see a little bit of what it looks like. But one of the assignments was to look over her syllabus. So this is her syllabus. You can see there's all the rules and regulations. There's required materials. And I love this. She actually has a tentative course outline where you can see what your students could be learning coming up. How he or she will be graded, the late work policy. So this is really where you can find all that information for this class. And this will stay the same all year. The class syllabus should remain the same all year long. So if we are 3 months into school and you can't remember how certain quiz is going to be graded or how quizzes are weighted in the final grade, you can actually go into the syllabus and you should be able to find that all year long. So let's go back to our original dashboard and we'll start. There we go. So we were at home and then we did the syllabus. So this is the syllabus from my English class. Next you have modules. Modules again are going to be different for every teacher in each district, and even within the district it can be different. This teacher set it up so that every module is a unit. She starts off with the welcome and the Canvas orientation for students, because students also need help using Canvas. And then it goes into the different units. So we have your novel study, there's the short story, persuasive language, so it goes on and on. Basically, it's going to outline for you what's going to happen for the year. Some teachers may be prepared way in advance, like this teacher, and have it already all set out for you. Some teachers may do a module, add it as they go along. They don't want the students to look too far ahead, or they haven't planned that far ahead yet. So it might be that you only have one module at a time to look at, and that's fine. Again, other teachers may have it all set and ready to go, and you can access it any way you want to. Okay? So you have the little arrow here. If you click on it, it's going to take all the extra stuff away. So if you're a person who doesn't like a lot of clutter like me, you can actually go through and just make all of these fold within themselves so it looks cleaner. And then if I know my student is in the novel study, so that would be our first unit of the year, I can go ahead and click on novel study, and it's going to show me all the parts of that unit that we're going to need. So this is a novel study on the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie, which is a great book, by the way. So you can see there's all kinds of announcements, there's assignments, there's pages, there's quizzes, there's group work even. So this teacher has everything logged out, or everything outlined for your student for this whole unit. Again, that might not be the case with some teachers. They may add it as they go along, which is fine. But if you click on any of these, you will see they're also hyperlinked. It's going to go ahead and open whatever it is that your student needs for that piece of the assignment. So here are my vocabulary words that I need to know. It doesn't say whether I'm supposed to write anything or do anything. So I believe she's just giving it to me to learn now, and she may give me further instructions later on. But so we go back to modules, we're back to where we started. And again, you can see the pieces of each module here on the modules page. Assignments, we talk about this in a future video in depth. This is where you can see your students' assignments. They could be dated, undated. The teacher may add them as they go along. They may already be on here. But either way, if you're looking for an assignment, or you need to see when an assignment is coming up, you're going to want to use that assignment tab. Your announcements, this is where the teacher will put any announcements for the classes. It's great because that way they can quickly get out word, whether they've added extra pages for reading for homework, or if there's going to be a test next week that they didn't know about, the teacher can go ahead and push out an announcement and all the students will receive it. You can actually set in the notifications that you want to get that notification or that announcement immediately. And again, that's covered in a different video. So our discussions. So a lot of teachers will use the discussion since we're virtual learning and kids aren't necessarily all within the classroom. Discussions lend themselves to everybody who's taking the class can add to and read the discussions. They don't necessarily have to be in the room to hear them happening, which is great. So this is where our discussions will be. Then you have your grades tab. This is where I can see all of the grades for my students' English class. That's a big difference with this navigation bar, is that you are within the class itself. So all the information that you're going to see only applies to that class. I think it's easier to go into each class to find the information because it's a lot easier for me to stay organized when I know which class I'm in, because then I know anything on this page that I look at is going to be just for English, versus if I'm using the dashboard at the beginning, it could be any one of my classes, any one of my students. So we have the same thing with quizzes. This teacher has some quizzes already on here for us. That way your student can be prepared for what they're going to need to study. This is the only one with a due date so far, but I'm sure she'll add these as they are going through the unit. People are where you can see the students in the class. You can also see the teacher. Some classes will have more than one teacher depending, but this is a great way to for the students to be able to find each other should they need to message each other for group work or whatnot. Collaborations. This is where they can do group work together. It's set up by the teacher. There's not a lot that I can explain about collaborations because from what I know, many teachers aren't using them, but they might be, in which case you want to talk to your child's teacher if you're having any problems figuring out how this is being used. Okay. And then conferences. This is where they can put the link to their Zooms for their class. If they're using Google Meet or Zoom or WebEx, they can actually put the information here, and that way they can conference directly in person with that student. It's a really cool feature, actually, that the LMS affords us. So if I go back out to the dashboard, that's all the features within this class. Actually, let me cover the other side here. The course stream is just when you can see things have been added to the course. It's kind of like a live, like in a Google Doc where if you update it, it automatically saves and you can see a version history. That's kind of the view course stream. You can see when things have been added and when people have worked on it. The course calendar, same as the calendar over here, and course notifications are those announcements that go out. I click on this. It takes us into my notifications so I can set when I want to receive those. This is my to-do list, which I have on the front on my main dashboard. However, now my to-do only includes my English assignments. So if I needed to know what the progression of my English assignments were, I would want to look here in my English class block to be able to see it on my to-do list. If you look at it on the main page, it's just going to tell you the list of assignments with the closest due date for all of your classes. So that's a lot and it can be a little overwhelming. So if you know your student has something coming up in English and you want to see when that is due, you can pull up their English class block and look at their to-do list. All right. So I think that's everything on this page. If there is anything I didn't catch, again, please send me an email and let me know and I can make another video and explain anything that I did miss. But I'm going to go back out to the dashboard. And I just want to talk about the little signs here on these class bricks. So the class brick, you can actually use these three dots to rename them. So you can give it a nickname. So I could say this is Jimmy's English. And let's say Jimmy really likes green. I can change the color to green. Now this will be important later on if you get an observer and you have multiple students in CCSD. Assigning each child a specific color will help you identify their classes later on when this dashboard gets a little bit more busy depending on the number of students that you have within CCSD. So you just hit apply and now it says Jimmy's English class and it's green. Down here, these symbols you can see on all of his courses. This right here is my assignments. So if I know I have an assignment coming up for English and I don't see it over here and I don't want to go through the brick, I can just click on this and it's going to open me straight to the assignments tab. Okay. This is my announcements. So that is where I can see if a teacher has sent out an announcement. Maybe I don't have it set in my notifications to tell me immediately that an announcement has been made. If I log on and there's a little bubble here with a number, it'll tell me if I have one or how many announcements have been made. And this right here is where I can go directly to my discussion. So if I know I have a discussion question that's due today for English, instead of going again through the block, I can just click on this and it's going to take me directly to my discussions page. So it's really amazing how the designers have created a link between different parts of the website. So it's much more user-friendly than it could possibly be. And then down here, this is files, so there is something saved within his social studies class, and it's within the files. Okay. So I believe that's everything. Again, there will be a class block for each class that your student is registered in for CCSD, at least for the virtual learning. They should automatically be enrolled. These bricks should already be on here for your student. But for some reason, if there is one missing, have your student talk with their professor or their teacher, and they may need to manually add that class using that class code. But besides that, that's the end for today. Please reach out to us if there's anything that we didn't cover or anything you need more help utilizing, and we hopefully will be able to get a video out for you. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you guys all again soon.